Right now at 5, an Iowa County man faces life in prison and accused of murdering his mother tonight, what the man says made him do it.
Another humid day across southern Wisconsin. Our meteorologists are watching the chances for showers and thunderstorms.
Plus, what to do with those child-sized masks. We'll hear from a pediatrician as we approach Dane County's expiring health order.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. The man accused of beating and stabbing his mother and dog to death at their Iowa County home says he was, quote, hearing evil voices and blacked out before the murder.
That is what Sean Pickett told police, according to a criminal complaint filed in Iowa County. Pickett was in court today, and our Brady Mallory joins us with what he told investigators about what happened. Brady?
Well, Pickett is being charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his mother, Susan Pickett, and 1 count of mistreatment of animals in the death of his dog, Chico. Well, not much was revealed in court today, and the hearing was relatively quick, but we are learning more from the criminal complaint. Pickett originally called police on May 10th, saying his mom and dog were dead. When the Avoca police got there, he says he saw Pickett with dried blood on his pants, shoes, and the front of his shirt. In an interview with special agents from the Wisconsin Department of Justice's Division of Criminal Investigation, Pickett told investigators he was possessed by evil voices he was hearing in his head. He told them, "The evil in my head said I had to kill my mom and Chico in order to go to peace, in order to find rest." Pickett faces life in prison if convicted. He's being held on a $100,000 cash bond.
Brady, thank you. UW Whitewater police are asking for the public's help searching for a sexual assault suspect. These are photos of that man. Police say the assault happened Saturday just before 12:30 on campus. The person they're looking for is a white or possibly Hispanic man in his late teens or early 20s. He was riding a dark-colored mountain bike like the one pictured. The suspect told the victim he was from Virginia. Anyone with information is asked to call UW Whitewater Police.
Another warm and humid start to the week. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Gary?
Well, the showers and thunderstorms we've had over the last couple of days have been spotty. Some of us have picked up fairly heavy amounts of rain. Other areas have picked up nothing at all. Visible cloud track shows some sunshine over much of southern Wisconsin. There are some showers and thunderstorms developing to our north and west across parts of northwestern Wisconsin, but the precipitation that we see tonight into tomorrow is going to be pretty spotty in nature. Right now, nothing is imminent in the southern portion of the state. Rainfall amounts, according to the Future Track computer models, hopefully will end up somewhere around a ½ inch to an inch over the next couple of days, but some areas may pick up less than a ¼ of an inch, and other areas may pick up an inch or two in heavier thunderstorms. Low temperatures last night dropped into the 50s from Madison to the north and east, but southwestern Wisconsin stayed in the middle 60s, and that gave us a good head start on temperatures today, which are now in the lower to middle 80s, but you factor in dew point temperatures that are in the lower to middle 60s, and we're seeing heat index values a degree or two warmer than the actual temperature. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to around 68 degrees, just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm overnight, and then tomorrow a chance of showers and thunderstorms. High temperature still at 79 degrees. We will turn cooler with some rain chances at the end of the week, but hopefully dry out for Memorial Day weekend. I'll have more details in weather in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Beloit has become the latest Wisconsin college to require all students receive the COVID vaccine before the start of the fall semester. Campus leaders announced that decision today, calling it, quote, crystal clear. They say vaccinations are the only way students and staff can return to a more normal on-campus experience, and that while their decision might not work for every school, for them, it is the right call.
Each college has to do what works for their campus population, what works for their culture on campus, and certainly Beloit College is a lot different from UW-Madison, so I could anticipate that we would be making different decisions based on many, many factors.
A fully vaccinated campus means most students will not need to wear masks or get regular COVID testing, and they won't have to quarantine if they come in contact with someone who has tested positive. Beloit did acknowledge that some students will not be able to get the vaccine for medical or religious reasons. Find out how school leaders will address their concerns. That's coming up tonight at 6.
Parents in Dane County face a decision with a fast approaching deadline. Keep putting your unvaccinated kids in masks or choose to go without starting June 2nd.
Our Gabriella Becerra shares a local doctor's advice as next Wednesday approaches. Gabby?
Well, for a long time, it wasn't a choice. Public health said we have to wear face masks, but now families get to choose what's best for them. Mask or not to mask, a decision many half-vaccinated families will soon make.
My wife and I are both vaccinated, and we have 2 young boys who are 7 and 5 who are not vaccinated.
Dane County's mask mandate ends on June 2nd, turning the long-standing requirement into a recommendation for unvaccinated people, especially kids under 12.
I think each family will approach this question differently.
While many kiddos will be ready to follow mom and dad's lead to ditch the mask, UW Health's Dr. Joseph McBride says masks are still the best protection against COVID-19 for unvaccinated people.
The big message we really want to say is that young kids still are vulnerable to this virus and should still be doing the same kind of social distancing and masks that we've always recommended.
Spread is slowing in Dane County, with new cases down another 2% compared to earlier this month.
That is because more and more people are being protected due to the vaccine.
But unvaccinated kids are still at risk of catching the virus and sharing it with friends. McBride says there are a few situations where that recommendation is loosened, including small gatherings where everyone else is fully vaccinated.
But in large settings, summer camps, schools, sporting events, these are still going to be large groups of people who lack protection because they don't have the vaccine.
While the CDC says fully vaccinated people shouldn't worry about wearing a mask anymore, it could be a nice gesture for the ones you're with.
When we're out with them, we'll likely continue to wear the mask more in solidarity for them than anything else.
Dr. McBride assures parents that relief will come soon. He's hoping that a vaccine will be approved for these younger kids before school starts next fall.
Gabby, thank you. In the past 24 hours, over 2,200 Wisconsinites received a COVID vaccine, as over 150 new cases were reported statewide. Over 5 million vaccines have now been administered to Wisconsinites. That comes as nearly 41% of the state has completed the vaccine series. Nearly 47% have received at least one shot. Now, here in Dane County, it continues to lead the state. Over 56% of the population now fully vaccinated.
This weekend, you'll have a chance to enjoy breakfast while also getting the COVID vaccine. The Greene County Breakfast on the Farm will also feature a pop-up COVID vaccine clinic. It will be happening from 6 until 10 in the morning this Saturday at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Monroe. A clinic will be administering the Pfizer vaccine, which is approved for people 12 years of age and older. And they'll also be giving the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine to those 18 and older.
America's largest water park is opening for the 2021 season during Memorial Day weekend after their 2020 season was cut short by the pandemic. Multiple employees testing positive. Park management said they're planning to fully reopen the park this year. Wisconsin residents can buy a basic season pass for $39.99. That's the same price for a walk-up single-day ticket. The park will still require masking for people who are not fully vaccinated, except when they're in the water. Fully vaccinated people will not be required to wear those masks.
Pfizer has administered its first COVID-19 booster shots. The pharmaceutical company is studying a 3rd dose of the vaccine and a pneumococcal vaccine candidate. The first participants received their shots today. The trial is looking at safety when vaccines are co-administered and will follow up 6 months after. 600 adults over the age of 65 are in the trial. Some will receive both shots. Others will only receive one and a placebo.
The trial date for the man accused of killing a jogger in Dane County has been rescheduled. Court records show 22-year-old Riley Berg's trial was set to begin in July, but has been pushed back now until February of next year. Berg is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Nicholas Day back in February of 2020. An autopsy revealed Day suffered from a gunshot wound and numerous stab wounds.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the woman killed in a crash on the interstate in Madison late last week as 29-year-old Mariel Haverkamp of Madison. The crash happened Thursday afternoon on northbound Interstate 3990 near mile marker 136 on Madison's east side. The medical examiner says Haverkamp died at the scene from her injuries. Authorities say several vehicles were involved in the crash.
Some Wisconsin doctors are calling on the Republican-controlled legislature to expand Badger Care in its special session tomorrow.
The number of patients I have saying, you have to discharge me, I can't afford this, I'm going to go bankrupt, who end up with catastrophic medical bills and never able to work again. So they end up on permanent disability. Whereas if we had been able to cover $5 of antihypertensives and a visit to the doctor twice a year, they'd be able to still be working. and their life wouldn't be destroyed.
Good morning, everybody.
Last week, Governor Evers called a special session to expand Medicaid. The bill would use nearly $1 billion in federal stimulus money tied to expanding Medicaid on dozens of projects across the state. The governor says over 90,000 Wisconsinites would gain coverage. Wisconsin Republicans say they will immediately gavel out of that special session tomorrow.
Also, that funding could help local infrastructure projects across the state, including a project in Reedsburg. The city is planning on turning the former Reedsburg South School into affordable housing, commercial space, and a child care center. But they need some additional funding from the state. That money would come from funds from the American Rescue Plan, but it needs to be passed by the Republican-controlled legislature.
Even if they do gavel in and gavel out, we will continue to advocate for this. $1 billion is a lot of money, and it's a lot of money for the state of Wisconsin just to say we don't care about the Reedsburgs and the type of projects they have. So, not giving up.
Republican Representative Tony Kurtz and Senator Howard Markline responded to Governor Evers' visit to Reedsburg, saying it is extremely disappointing to learn that the governor was in our district with 59 minutes of notice. This political tactic makes it clear that the governor has no interest in working with us. The entire call to the special session is nothing more than a political game. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes is making a push for legislation to pass the Badger Care expansion. He visited Liliana's restaurant and Little John's Kitchen in Fitchburg today, where Chef Dave Heidi says the expansion would benefit his business and his employees. Chef Dave says Little John's has a way to go before it can open, as they have to raise over $6 million. Little John's will be a pay-what-you-can restaurant. It will feature chef-quality meals at a price based on what a customer can afford.
In about 2 months, the Packers will be heading back to Lambeau Field for training camp, but before they do, they have off-season training, but they're without their star, why Aaron Rodgers wasn't there. That's ahead at 5. Plus, Wisconsin Republicans are proposing a ban on transgender athletes from participating on teams with which they identify. The governor reacts tonight at 6. And on Wall Street, gains to start the week as the Dow surges 186 points. The NASDAQ even better, up 190. S&P at 41, and we'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, the night starts with The Neighborhood, followed by Bob Hart's Abishola. Then it's time for drama with All Rise and Bull. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
At Wild Easttown Honda, lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V with sunroof for $309. That's $309 and absolutely zero due-it signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Aw, they're making sure I still love my glasses. Of course I do. They made them so fast, I blinked and they were ready. I can't wait to see the look on everyone's faces when they taste my homemade cake.
2 pairs starting under $40, only at iMart Express.
This is the new Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring automatically. So no more nudging your partner or opting for the couch. Because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base is our first system that detects snoring and automatically adjusts to help reduce it. Your best sleep, all night, every night.
And right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Struggling to get fresh air this spring? It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion. Right now, every Comfort 365 window style is 40% off.
At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. Unlike some other companies, we control every step of the process. We design, build, install, and guarantee it for life.
Stay comfortable all year long and get 40% off all styles. Call now or download our free buyer's guide at getchampionwindows.com.
no one sells more. Wild Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wild is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildAuto.com.
Hi, folks. Tuesday on News 3 Now this morning, ahead of the Memorial Day weekend, how a local organization is helping Wisconsin's homeless veterans.
And Chris Reese is planning your day. Join us from 4:30 to 7 for News 3 Now this morning.
When it comes to weather, only one thing really matters: accuracy.
Only one station can be the best.
News 3 Now. First Warn Weather has the most accurate forecast, according to Weather Rate.
Count on First Warn Weather for your most accurate forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Team activities are underway for the Green Bay, and the Packers are without their offensive leader. ESPN says Aaron Rodgers was not one of the players who reported to Lambeau Field for the start of organized team activities. And while these OTAs are voluntary, ESPN says that throughout his career, Rodgers has generally participated in these off-season programs. This comes as reports, of course, say Rodgers upset with the organization and doesn't want to return to the Packers next season.
Tomorrow marks the one-year anniversary of the murder of George Floyd, and advocates are continuing to demand justice for black people. A panel on the state of black and brown America gathered to discuss the racial inequity across the country. The panel consisted of people whose family members were killed by officers, including Trayvon Martin's mother, Katie and Aubrey Wright, the parents of Dante Wright, who was shot by a Brooklyn Center officer, Kim Potter. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump says they will continue to seek justice.
It just keeps raising the consciousness level to say that we won't let you sweep us under the rug. And we have to always remember every family matters, every case matters, every protest matters, because it helps the next person get a little more justice.
Well, this week, President Biden facing self-imposed deadlines on two key issues: infrastructure and police reform. The president will meet privately with members of George Floyd's family at the White House tomorrow, marking the one-year anniversary of his killing. Congress is not likely to meet the president's calls to reach a deal by tomorrow on the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act.
We're making good progress, hopeful progress, but we still have a lot of work to do.
President Biden also wants to see significant progress on his American Jobs Plan by Memorial Day. Last week, the president gave Republicans a counteroffer, slashing his infrastructure plan from $2.3 to $1.7 trillion. Senate Republicans say the president's new proposal is still well above what they believe Congress can pass with bipartisan support, though talks with the administration continue.
Let's get a check at your certified most accurate weather now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
Well, over the weekend, we had some showers and thunderstorms. Some of us got a fair amount of rain. Other places didn't get very much at all. In fact, if we take a look at the precipitation comparison for Madison, so far this month, we've had a little over 1.5 inches of rain. That's about 1.5 inches below normal. Since the start of the season on March 1st, we've picked up almost 4.5 inches of rain, but that's more than 4.5 inches precipitation below normal. And since the start of the year, it's a little over 6.5 inches of rain, and that's about 5.5 inches of precipitation below normal. We just need to make up that deficit. We've kind of held our ground over the last couple of days, but we haven't been able to improve on things. And high-resolution radar right now, pretty much free of precipitation across southern Wisconsin. There was one little shower south of Camp Douglas, but most of the shower and thunderstorm activity has been in the northwestern portion of the state. It's not very widespread, and it's heading to the northeast, so for the time being, it'll stay away from southern Wisconsin. A few showers across northern Illinois might make it into the far southern part of the state. There's even an outside chance of a severe thunderstorm in northwestern Wisconsin and southeastern Minnesota tonight. Tomorrow, that severe weather threat shifts southeastward and covers much of the state, but it's going to be very spotty. It might be a situation where a couple of people get a strong to severe thunderstorm, and maybe 50% of the people don't get any rain at all. So it's going to be one of those types of situations. The rain we could use. If you look at the 48-hour precipitation, notice this swath up from the Dells over to Beaver Dam and into northern portions of Dodge County. Area around Iron Ridge, about 2 to 4 inches of rain. Many areas 1 to 2 inches up toward the Dells. And then south of Madison, almost no rain at all over the last 48 hours. And if you look at the last 7 days, you add up all the precipitation over that time period, you can see, and it'll start showing up on the map here, but about 1 inch to a half inch of rain south of Madison, a 1 to 2 inch swath over the northwestern portion of the state, and that's the area that's more likely to get rain, at least in the short term, perhaps a 1 to 2 inch swath of rain over northern Wisconsin from those thunderstorms tonight. The southern part of the state, other than a few spotty showers and thunderstorms that could dump some heavier amounts of rain, and it's hard to tell exactly where those will be. Most everybody else will probably stay on the low side of things. Now, we'll also look for some rain at the end of the week. That could bring us an additional ½ inch to an inch of rain, and that might be a little more widespread coverage. Most of Memorial Day weekend should be dry, and then as we head into the middle part of next week, perhaps some more showers and thunderstorms, bringing us an additional ½ inch to an inch of rain, generally with some higher amounts. So that would be good news if that occurs. But again, that's over the next 10 days that we're looking at perhaps 1 to 2 inches of rain in most areas. Temperatures right now pretty warm, generally in the 80s. Dew point temperatures are in the 60s as far north as far northern portions of Minnesota. So the atmosphere is becoming a little more humid, but on weather track you can see the southerly wind flow bringing the moisture northward, but there's no front really to generate showers and thunderstorms, at least over far southern Wisconsin. Notice the fronts to our north and west, and that's where the best focus is for showers and thunderstorms will be in the short term. So we'll have to get a front through here tomorrow to give us a better chance for rain. High 79 tomorrow, breezy, very warm, or very mild and humid, shower and thunderstorm chance, but you'll see on future track, most of the time it'll be dry. There'll be some spotty showers and thunderstorms, maybe tomorrow afternoon, maybe again tomorrow evening, and then as we head into Wednesday, drier air moves in, and that'll start dropping temperatures for the end of the week. But those rainfall amounts, very spotty. A few areas, ½ inch to an inch, many areas less than ¼ of an inch. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures drop off. Lower 60s Thursday and Friday. We start warming up over the Memorial Day weekend. Most of that should be dry. And then as we head into next week, temperatures mid-70s and at least some chances for showers and thunderstorms. As we check out first warn traffic, got reports of an accident on Highway 150 or Highway 151 right on the Iowa-Lafayette County border. It's causing some problems. Also slowdowns on the eastbound Beltline, especially between about Monona Drive and Park Street. Westbound delays around Todd Drive. Right now, travel times almost a little more than a ½ hour on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate, about the normal 15 minutes back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990, 16 minutes to Sauk City and US 12 from Middleton, and downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151 is a 16-minute commute. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. You've been struggling with disrupted sleep during the pandemic. What you're eating may be to blame. We'll have a list of foods you might want to try to get a better night's rest. That's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get up to 18% of MSRP cash back on select 2021 Chevy SUV models, or get a $4,000 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Save big money at Menards with 11% off everything. Save on metal storage sheds from Aero Building Products. Store and protect your outdoor tools, equipment, and seasonal items with Aero Building Products. All 11% off. Boost your vehicle's performance with Quaker State Conventional Motor Oil. Improve fuel economy while protecting against engine wear. Right now, all Quaker State Motor Oil is 11% off. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you.
Welcome to Delicious.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Millions of Americans have been struggling with disrupted or interrupted sleep during the pandemic.
If you're counting an ever-increasing number of sheep at night, you might want to look at your diet. CBS News' Laura Podesta checks the grocery list of foods that may help you get more Z's.
Rise. Hold. Yoga instructor Bethany Lyons has a lot on her plate. She launched her own company during the pandemic, teaching online classes daily. She says healthy snacking is a must.
I eat raw almonds, I eat roasted almonds, I eat salted, unsalted, any kind of almond that there is.
Those nuts may also be helping her sleep at night.
So you're a deep sleeper. Do you think your diet contributes to that?
100%. I think sleep and our energy and all of it is very holistic, right? So it's like the way we live our entire lives.
Nutrition expert Dr. Nicole Avina says there's a reason people who snack on almonds, walnuts, and pistachios might toss and turn a little less at night.
They have high amounts of magnesium, which has been thought to help improve sleep.
Another surprising sleep aid, tart cherry juice.
It contains a small amount of melatonin, and melatonin is a hormone that we have naturally in our bodies that rises right before we fall asleep.
Michael Tanney says he drinks cherry juice a few times a week after dinner.
If I have it at night, I have no issues falling asleep, which is not always the case with other fruits or juices because of the sugar.
Turmeric, the key ingredient in golden milk, is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, which are associated with good sleep. Alcoholic drinks, which might make you feel sleepy at first, can disrupt your REM cycles. Besides ditching alcohol, experts recommend cutting off caffeine after 4 p.m. and avoiding high-fat or heavy meals before bed. Lyons also prioritizes exercise. She says those good habits help her rest a little easier. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Other lesser-known foods that may hurt your sleep are tomatoes due to their high acidity content. Meat and cheese pizza are also bad because they contain higher levels of the amino acid tyramine, which makes you feel alert.
Final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
Wild Easttown Honda, lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V with sunroof for $309. That's $309 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
When an inland hurricane called the Derecho cut a path through the Midwest, we learned some lessons. We learned that most buildings cannot withstand 140-mile-per-hour winds, not to mention most oak trees. We learned that when your roof is gone or there's a tree in your living room, even 8 hours is too long to wait. But most of all, we learned that in hardship, people take care of each other. And that has been our silver lining.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
This is one of the biggest furniture events of the year, the Memorial Sale at Slumberland. Everything is an additional 25% off our already low price.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge Memorial Sale at Slumberland.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. to donate today.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
No one sells more. Wild Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wild is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildAuto.com.
Let's go to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Well, there are some showers and thunderstorms out there, but they're way to our north and west. Nothing imminent for southern Wisconsin, other than a couple of sprinkles just south of Beloit. Otherwise, the computer models have kind of backed off on the rain chances the next couple of days. Most areas around 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. Some areas picking up heavier amounts, but those will be few and far between. Temperatures right now are in the lower 80s, and look for a low tonight about 68. High tomorrow 79 with some shower and thunderstorm chances tomorrow. Cooler for the end of the week with some rain, but mostly dry for the Memorial Day weekend.
All right, Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.